I had the table perfectly set, 8 crystal glasses, silver cutlery. A roast basted every hour as if it owed me its soul. I carved their names into place carved with the eagerness of a child desperate for attention. Mom, Dad, Ethan, Claire, me. I waited. The candles burned low. The food cooled. The silence thickened. At 6:43 p.m., my phone buzzed. A message from Mom. We decided to eat at Ethan's instead. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you understand. No explanation. No apology. Just absence, as if I didn't exist. I sat there alone, staring at the untouched plates, feeling the hollow weight pressing against my chest. When I finally picked up my fork, I couldn't swallow. Every bite tasted of shame, humiliation, and years of pretending I wasn't invisible. Then the door creaked open. I turned, expecting an echo of pity, but it was Grandpa. He scanned the room, cold dishes, empty chairs, and finally met my eyes. I was still dressed like the perfect host, mascara smudged from holding it together too long. He walked over, took the seat beside me, and said, "They were never coming, sweetheart. Not to this table. Not for you." I blinked. What? He reached into his coat, pulled out a folded letter, and slid it across the linen. I wasn't supposed to show you this, but I'm too old for lies. It's from my mother, dated 3 weeks ago. Dad, please make sure Thanksgiving plans are at Ethan's. It's more convenient, and it's better if my name celebrates on her own. She makes things tense. I read it 3 times. Tense. I wasn't dramatic. I wasn't demanding. I remembered every birthday, every appointment, every little detail no one else noticed. Yet I was always too much, too thoughtful, too quiet, too eager to belong. That day, I stopped pretending. Not in the rage, the screaming, plate-throwing kind, but colder, calculated, sharp as the bone china they never touched. I stopped calling, stopped showing up. I gave them nothing to resent, because I gave them nothing at all, until the trust fund. Grandpa passed 2 months later. Stroke. Peaceful. At the wake, they showed up in black, crocodile tears in tow. Mom scanning for someone to impress. Dad shaking hands like it was a networking event. Ethan talking about how Grandpa taught him to fish, which was funny because Grandpa hated water. Not one of them asked how I was. Not one thanked me for organizing the funeral. But when the lawyer invited us into study, they showed interest. Real interest. That's where I unraveled. Per the will, all assets, including properties in the $3.2 million trust, were left in my name. Silence. Mom blinked, like English had become foreign. Dad cleared his throat. Ethan laughed. "That can't be right," he said. The lawyer slid over a notarized document. Grandpa's handwriting was clear. To the only person who ever sat with me when no one else would. Then they turned on me like bloodhounds. Mom accused me of manipulating him. Ethan said I must have forged it. Dad, who hadn't looked me in the eye in years, called me selfish. Selfish. I didn't yell, didn't flinch. I reached into my bag and pulled out a USB. Here's a video of Grandpa recording the will. Date stamp, witness, legal. And here's a copy of Mom's Thanksgiving message, just in case we're rewriting history. The room froze. Then Ethan snapped. "You think money makes you better than us?" I smiled slowly. "No, but it does mean I never have to sit at your table again." A month later, I heard they were applying for a home loan. Big house, bigger ego. Ethan's startup quietly failing, their mortgage underwater. Problem was, the bank needed a guarantor. 6 months ago, I had agreed, foolishly believing they cared. I revoked it quietly, legally, right after the funeral. Didn't say a word until Ethan called, frantic. Loan fell through. "Did you back out?" he demanded. I took a breath. "Stay away from me," I said, echoing Mom's old message back to him. Then I hung up. I'm writing this from the sunroom of Grandpa's house. My house now. Morning light pours through the stained glass. Silence, for once, feels like peace, not punishment. I'm not bitter. I'm awake. I spent years trying to earn love with conditions. Years trying to pull up a chair to a table where I was always an afterthought. But Grandpa built me a new table. I sit at the head of it, maybe alone, but never begging again. They feasted on comfort. I learned to survive on truth. In the end, that's what they choked on. And